2 days. A robber will not prosper. And any man harm me and my aunt, I'm gon' meet the doctor. Cause this life is warfare, it's not an easy walk. Been watching my people die so you can miss me with that love talk. My UPK soldiers, any man try to cross your path, make him regret it. What that means? Fall on his ass. Comparing me to you really ain't no contest. Long live one West. Say what? Long live one West. This for those who thinking we ain't ready for. Tell them back up. I'm about to drop something heavy for. Go to ground, 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 go to ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Give ground, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take ground, 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 take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down.
Hey, Isupkbmore, Shalom Israel, you understand? This is the Isupkbmore, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming straight out of 1 West 125th Street. And this is the scripture breakdown class, you feel me? I mean, we're gonna get into this Bible today, man, and we're gonna see that a lot of what's going on in the earth today, you feel me, has been going on in the earth for many years, you understand? Like down even in the Bible, you understand? Like people look at this Bible and they look at it like a love book. You see what I'm saying? This is a book of war. This is a book of how these other nations have pretty much abused and murdered us in the streets, the same way that they doing to this day, you feel me? And we want to show, you know what I mean, the same way that they're seeking to destroy Israel right now, they're seeking to destroy our kids, you feel me? And not only are they seeking to destroy our kids now, they were doing it back then, you feel me? We want to bring it out in the scriptures, you feel me? We're gonna start, let me get, if I could, we're gonna start in Proverbs 28:9. This is so important because the Lord is our protection, and we gotta understand that. The Lord is our protection, so it's on us to do what we're supposed to do according to the Lord. So like, if the Lord is our Father, if the Lord is our protector, we can't do what we want to do and then expect the Lord to be on our side when things don't go our way, you feel me? So like, we're going to get this in the scripture just for everybody to know, like, the Lord is not something that you play with. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, you want to play with something, you better not play with the Lord. You better play with something sweet, you feel me? You know, anybody, the first person get that, you know, read book, sure. Proverbs 28:9. Yeah, these scriptures are powerful and they're so true because everything that we're going to read in these scriptures today, we're going to see it happening in the streets right now. You understand? Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 28, verse 9. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law.
It say, he that turneth away his ear from hearing the law. Like, how do a person turn their ear away from hearing the law? Like, it's simple. Like, when the Most High brings his priests and prophets amongst his people, you understand? His priests and prophets are prophesying out of this book. Like we always say, these are not our words. These words come straight from the Lord. You understand? Like the words that we speak to our people, they're not the Isupkbmore words. These are the words of the Most High. You feel me? So when we hear these words, when we hear these rules, we hear these laws,
he that turn
away from it, man, them dudes, they crazy, man. Look how they dress, you feel me? I ain't dealing with them. They crazy, boom, boom, boom. When you have that attitude, keep on.
Even his prayer shall be abomination.
Let's say even his prayer shall be an abomination. You see what I'm saying? Like that means that when we as a nation of people, when we walk by and we don't want to hear the words of the Most High, we don't want to hear the law of the Most High. When it comes time for us and we get into, you know, our mother is sick, father's sick, you see what I'm saying? Something happened to our child, something's going wrong, you see what I'm saying? That's when we like to pray, right? That's when we like to get on our knees and say, you know, Lord, bring me through this situation, this, that, and the third. The Lord is saying, listen, the same way that you walked by and you didn't want to hear my law, statutes, and commandments, It's the same way I don't want to hear you crying out now. You see what I'm saying? And that's dangerous. That's a dangerous position to be in, because if the Lord ain't for you, who the hell can be for you? You see what I'm saying? That doctor can't help you. You know, mama can't help you then. You see what I'm saying? Daddy can't help you. Big bro can't help you no more. You see what I'm saying? Like, if the Most High is not with you, and the Most High is not even hearing your prayers, that's a dangerous place to be in, man. And this is why we teach from this Bible, because we got to know, like, the Christian church has failed black people. The Christian church has failed Hispanics and Native Americans, because they've essentially told us that we can do whatever we want to do under the sun. And all we got to do is believe in the name of Jesus Christ, and everything going to be well. You understand? That's a death sentence, man. That's an absolute death sentence. Like, right now, our children are being slaughtered in this earth right now. Like, no one talks about what's going on that border, man, but the Isupkbmore. Like, right now, you still have our brothers, the so-called Mexicans, you understand? Them Issachaриtes, them Ephraimites and stuff like that that's on the border. Them kids are still being murdered to this day, and no one, like, that's not in no news article, you feel me? Those kids are being snatched from their parents, sold into sex slavery, never to be heard from again, being sold to rich devils. You see what I'm saying? Being turned out, you know, boys and girls. You see what I'm saying? And no one in the earth is speaking on this. Like, and it's a reason that they're doing it. It's not just because they are quote unquote illegal immigrants. That's not what the problem is, because America don't have a problem with illegal immigration. Because if they did, they would be going after the Asian and that East Indian. According to their statistics, they're number 1 and 2 for illegal immigration. You see what I'm saying? So America ain't really got an issue with illegal immigration. They have a issue with the 12 tribes of Israel. That's what it is. You understand? So right now, our kids are being murdered on that border. No one gives a damn. You haven't heard that since Trump was in office. You haven't heard nothing about the wall or nothing on the border since Trump has been in office. You feel me? And this is an issue in this earth, man. But guess what? This has been going on since biblical days. You understand? And we're going to get that in the scripture too. If I could, let me get Genesis 1 and 28. And this is why it's so important for sisters out here to understand. Like, listen. Here in Isupkbmore, if you can't take care of your child, if you feel like you're going to abort your baby, if you feel like you're going to get rid of that child, you understand, contact the school. Go to Isupkbmore.com and find the city that you're in or the city that's closest to you. Get online, call that number, you feel me, and give us that child to raise, you feel me? Like, that's another option. And unfortunately, a lot of our sisters do not know that they have another option. It's either I have this child and destroy my life. I can't get the job I want. You ain't gonna get it anyway. You see what I'm saying? But either I had this child, destroy my life, or I abort this baby, right? Like, sisters and brothers, because a lot of times, you know, you may have brothers who don't have no knowledge, and they saying, hey sis, what you gonna do with that baby? You gonna get rid of that baby? You see what I'm saying? They going to the appointments and everything. Here's the thing. The Isupkbmore is another option. You understand? Like, don't think that you gotta abort that baby. Get in contact with it. Go to Isupkbmore.com, pull up the school in the city that's closest to you. Call that number, you feel me? And we will take that child, you understand? We will raise that child. You understand? Like, this is what we gotta know in the earth. Go ahead, Alice. Right. 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 Yeah, and that's what you had, and it's exactly what you're saying. But here's the thing: this is why Christianity is so dangerous. Like, they don't believe that anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like, Christianity don't know that baby that's been born in you, that spirit has been here before. But guess what? When we not in the church, we know that already. It's like we know it off the rip. Like, I remember my grandmother, that boy been here before. Right. She would say that about a little kid. You see what I'm saying? A little kid kind of got like a little wisdom to him, or move a certain way, act a certain way. And she said, that boy been here before. He reminded me of Uncle Jimmy back in the day. You feel me? Boy, look like him too. Look at him. Look how he moving. When you go to the Christian church, we don't understand none of that no more. So you got something, sir?
Jeremiah 1:5.
Yeah. Jeremiah 1 and 5.
It's Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5. Before I knew thee, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee.
Most High saying, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. You understand? Like that baby that's in that woman's stomach, the Most High knows. The Most High knows that spirit that's in you, that you're about to birth. You understand? He knows it because he put it in you. Like, a lot of us, like, we don't realize that for a woman to get pregnant is a miracle. You know how many things gotta happen in order for that egg to swim, that sperm to swim to that egg? Like, it's an absolute miracle when women get pregnant. Like, we look at it like it's just nothing today. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, we look at it as a curse. The water. You see what I'm saying? But it's an absolute miracle. It's a blessing from the Lord. You feel me?
So happy because now when even to think about it after getting an understanding from the scriptures, like what if man is in your mind? Oh God. Right, now you know what I mean, how many like who would we have? Like who would we be right now?
Yeah.
We'd be the same things we would in the world, on the streets or whatever. We would try to get it right. Like who would teach us who would be the what I mean? Who knows the story that could have helped us even more? Could have been, you know what I mean?
And pretty much the time that's wasted because the thing is that child will get aborted, but that child coming back. It's time wasted. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, you can finish the scripture, Brother Kasha.
And before thou camest forth out the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nation.
Listen, this is for every black, Hispanic, and Native American man. You understand? That baby boy that's being born, you understand? Like the little girl, like the baby girls, you feel me? They are special. They can be a princess to the Lord. Straight up. You see what I'm saying? Asset to this nation completely. But the Most High say, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. You understand? The Most High used his men as prophets. You understand? Like that baby that's being born in your stomach right now could be a potential prophet to the Most High. You understand? We got to know that. You see what I'm saying? So like, when we abort our children, when we get rid of our children, we don't even know that that child may be in us to save us. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? Like, and we got to understand that because these other nations know it. These other nations know that our children, our inheritance, you see what I'm saying? Like, they know that our inheritance, you feel me? Like, if we raise them the right way to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, that their empire will crumble. Like, they know this. They have the knowledge of this. Their records were never stolen. The only records that got stolen was from us. We the only ones who don't know who we are, what kind of laws we should be keeping. But all these other nations, they remember that when they called God, the Most High, the terrible. You see what I'm saying? Because you touched Israel and the Most High slaughtered your nation. You see what I'm saying? Like, they remember that. I mean, their elders passed that down. Leave them alone. That's a special group of people there. That's why everybody want to be like a black or Hispanic. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got our rhythm. Ain't nobody got our sauce. Don't nobody want to be like that Jewish man. You feel me? That so-called Jew of Park Heights. Who wants to be like him? You feel me? Like, have you seen him? You see what I'm saying? He ain't got nothing that you want to, follow. You see what I'm saying? He's stale as hell. He ain't got no sauce to him, no rhythm, no movement, no nothing. You feel me? But a brother, like, we are in hell right now. And these other nations in their heaven, you feel me? They still want to emulate us, you feel me? That's how you know who we are in this earth, man. You understand? If I could jump back over to, Salah, you want to bring something out, sir? Come on. Genesis 1 and 28.
Genesis 1, chapter 28. And God blessed thee, and God said unto them, be fruitful.
No, good.
Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth.
This is what the Most High told every black, Hispanic, and Native American man, woman, and child, man and woman. You understand? Be fruitful and multiply. You understand? Like, have children. You see what I'm saying? Replenish this earth. You understand? Like, this is a command from the Lord. You hear people right now, they get married and say, I don't want no children. I mean, I don't want no children. I just want to travel. I just want to do this, that, and the third. You feel me? Well, goddamn, you've been doing that your whole life already. You feel me? Like, what's the point of having a union? You see what I'm saying? And you don't want to produce a likeness from you. You see what I'm saying? Like, people always talk about how bad the world is. If you're a good person, how about you produce another good person? You feel me? And then eventually, if you're a good person and you're producing good people, the bad people won't be around as long. You feel me? I mean, that's just, you know what I mean, on a knowledge of, like, on a common sense type thing. You feel me? Like, if you're a good person and you can keep producing God's fearing children, you see what I'm saying? Like, eventually, them ones that's not God fearing, you feel me? They're going to dwindle out because you keep reproducing. You see what I'm saying? You're replenishing the earth with righteous children. You understand? Righteous children become righteous adults in this earth. You understand? Keep going.
And subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
Here it is. The Most High has given us dominion over everything. He gave us dominion over every living thing on the face of this earth. That means not only the fish, not only the birds, none of that. Like, I mean, all of those things, but he also gave us dominion over these other nations too. You see what I'm saying? We should not be the footstool to all these other nations, man. These other nations seek to destroy us, man. Like, and this is why, like, as a nation of people, one thing that gets under my skin is when you get mad at a brother for having an attitude. You feel me? This brother got an attitude in the earth. You feel me? Why are you mad at him? The scripture say oppression maketh a wise man mad. You feel me? There is not a brother on the face of this earth that should not be walking the streets all jolly, smiling all the time. You see what I'm saying? Like, life is so good. You feel me? But guess what? There are brothers like that, and a lot of times it's those brothers who do not love their people, man. You understand? Because, like, how can you be in the land of your oppressor? How can you be in the land of your oppressor and know your history and not have an attitude? How can you not feel nothing? Like, how can you not see when these nations seek to destroy us? You see what I'm saying? Like, we're going to bring out a video in a second. You know, I know a lot of brothers and I know a lot of people have seen it. But we're going to bring this video about this Asian who shot a 6-year-old black boy. You see what I'm saying? He sought to kill him. I mean, like, this is the same thing that's been happening in scriptures from biblical days. You see what I'm saying? Only thing is now they put excuse on it. You feel me? But we're gonna get this video in a second. You got this, sir?
Shot a little boy. He walks free, making bond on Tuesday. It has this family angry and confused.
And I'm trying to figure out how he got a bond that was so low for trying to kill my kid.
Arnold Daniel trying to figure out why Ryan Lee Wen is out of jail after allegedly shooting his son Kobe.
He tried to hit me with a sledgehammer, but that's not gonna work because I'm too fast.
So then what did he do?
Got a gun, boom, shot me right here.
It's all on video Saturday afternoon on Candlewood Lane. You'll see kids playing, hear a gunshot, then Kobe realizes he's hit. Lee Wen allegedly fired through his front window. The bullet went in Kobe's arm and out the other side.
He's bleeding, he got shot!
Hey, listen, come. He ain't kill him. But here's the issue, right? Like, this little 6-year-old boy is all about sons, you understand? Like, this could be my son, this could be your son, you see what I'm saying? Like, the little fellow's outside playing just as kids should be doing, you feel me? Drop the bike in the dude's yard. The little fella say that he came out with a sledgehammer first. He tried to hit him with a sledgehammer. Imagine if he'd have connected. He'd have beat Shorty's head in, you feel me? He tried to use the excuse that he thought he was being robbed. So he tried to chase him with a sledgehammer, couldn't chase him. Went back in his house and shot through his window. He shot through his window at a 6-year-old little boy. You see what I'm saying? And he went to court and got a $10,000 bail bond. $10,000. You feel me? Come. This is a Asian. You understand? Who Joe Biden just passed a law that if you touch one of theirs, it's a felony. But he can shoot through his window and try to murder a 6-year-old black boy, you feel me? And he get out on jail on a $10,000 bond, you feel me? So imagine with that bill being passed, if it was a bill for black people. You understand? That would be a federal offense. He would be under the jail right now. Because, good, bro. Come. Now it makes sense. You see what I'm saying? You see how ridiculous it is. Go ahead, Aliza.
It brings to mind a story in the scripture about I think that was Boaz that was talking to the king that wanted to kill us, and he went to him. He was like, look, if he's doing right, like in God, don't bother with him.
Don't touch him.
He tried again with warning. The thing is, like, it's like now people trust it, like that's their God.
Come.
And now he getting a warning. Like, look, check this out. So mess with these Koreans,
Come.
Chinese, whatever, because you know what I mean. Heck, as long as they doing right by Americans, pass them by.
That God gonna protect them.
Right.
Come. And that's how it's always been. And another thing, I watched that father, man.
Right.
Like, what's so crazy is that father couldn't even express the real anger that he had in his spirit, you feel me? Because he didn't want to come off as a racist. He didn't want to come off like he had an issue with Asians, you see what I'm saying? Like, that father could not express anger towards an Asian man trying to murder his son. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy, man. Go ahead, Aliza.
They probably wouldn't even ask. Like, if he did say a bunch of stuff against the Asians, they probably would have cut it. They wouldn't even show it. They'd cut that whole thing up. It was like, all right, you know what I mean? And they would probably, he had to cut a bunch of what he said because of a bunch of racial slurs. We couldn't air it, but he was probably upset. You know, they
Right.
put it in a way like that.
And that's the issue. And that's the issue in this earth, you feel me? Because a black man can never be angry at the oppression that we suffer, you feel me? Like, we can't even get angry at our oppression. Something happens, like somebody tried to kill your son, huh? Imagine that. And you gotta be politically correct when you're speaking in the press. Damn that. You see what I'm saying? Like, thank God for the Isupkbmore. You see what I'm saying? Because that would not be the end of that story. You see what I'm saying? If I could, let's jump back down to, let me get Exodus 1:15.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 15. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwife, of which the name of the one with Shipra, and the name of the verse 16. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew woman, and see them upon the stool, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him, and if it be a daughter, then she shall live.
It is, right? They going to the midwife, Hebrew women. They're going to black women right now. You know, back then we would have midwives and stuff. A midwife would be the lady, be the woman who stuck with that pregnant woman, you feel me, and helped her deliver that baby. You see what I'm saying? They got a decree from the king of Egypt, and he said, listen, when you delivering that baby, if it's a boy, you are to murder him. You are to kill that son. You feel me? If it's a daughter, she can live. But if it's a boy, he gotta go. You understand? That's the same spirit that's in this earth right now. You understand? Like, and this is why our women have to understand what's going on too. Because though it seems like this oppressor is for black women, and black women are getting the jobs and they making the money and stuff like that, don't for a second think that this oppressor, he's doing it for you because he loves you. The fact that he's giving black women jobs and putting them over there, putting them over the households and stuff like that, he's doing it because he hates the black woman. You understand? Like, he hates that system. And he knows that the only person that's going to protect a black woman, a Hispanic woman, or a Native American woman is a black man, Hispanic man, or Native American man. You feel me? So that's why they try to put our women over top of us. You understand? Have our women ruling over us, you feel me? Because that's how they destroy us. And that's the same spirit that you see in this earth. Let the women, let the female babies live. But I want you to kill every male son, you feel me? Like how I say in Psalms 83, you feel me? They try to cut us off so that the nation of that the name of Israel will be remembered no more. This is why they do it. You understand? Because if you get rid of that male son, you feel me? The lineage don't go on no more. That lineage is cut off. And they've been trying to do this since biblical days, man. Keep going up the show.
Verse 7. But the midwives feared God and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive.
Now these were some brave, bold, you understand, God-fearing black women right now, you feel me? They say, listen, I know we gotta do, I know Joe Biden said that we gotta kill our sons. I know that Donald Trump said that we gotta murder, we gotta slaughter these boys, you feel me? But guess what? We're not gonna do it. You understand? We're gonna save the lives of these black boys, man. We're not gonna kill them. Like that's what made these sisters so righteous. These sisters was righteous because they stood up to the king of Egypt because they feared God. You feel me? And we are, as a nation of people, blacks, Hispanics, we are supposed to fear God and no one else. You feel me? Keep going.
Verse 18. And the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said to them, why have ye done this thing and have saved the men children alive?
He asking the black woman, why didn't you kill a black boy? Why didn't you kill him? This is the spirit of America. This is the spirit of America right now. Like, Lord forbid you have mercy on your brother, right? Hey, why didn't you take it? Why, you see what he did to you? Like, why didn't you go off on him? Why didn't you handle this a certain way? Like, why was you merciful to him? Like, this is how the king of Egypt is asking these sisters, why did they kill the sons of their nation? You feel me? Like, imagine, look how disrespectful that was, you feel me? And he said it like he couldn't understand why, you feel me? This is the spirit of America right here, you feel me? Keep going.
Verse 19. And the midwife said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively, and they are delivered, ere the midwives come in unto them.
Listen, these black women, they was bold. They say, listen, we ain't like these so-called white women. Back then it was Egypt women, you feel me? These black women knew that there was a difference between them and them Egyptians. You understand? Like, black women today gotta know there's a difference between you and that so-called white woman. You see what I'm saying? Like, our sisters are lively. And like, there's no female on the face of this earth that look, act, smell, you feel me, like, can do anything on the level of a sister. You see what I'm saying? And they stood up to the king and told him that. You feel me? They feared the Lord. And when you fear the Lord, you feel me, this is the kind of power you can speak with. You understand? And the Lord will be with us. That's what we do here in Isupkbmore. You understand? We stand up to the oppressor in his kingdom, you feel me? The only reason we can do it ain't because we big and bad and we tough. You see what I'm saying? The reason we can do that is because the Lord is with us. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's so important. Like we read the scripture earlier, if you turn your ear away, the Lord won't even hear your prayers. Imagine if you don't turn your ear. Imagine if you actually take on and hear these laws, statutes, and commandments, and you live according to these scriptures. Like, we so used to being whipped. We so used to something bad happening to us that we can't even fathom, yo, what if we actually did follow God? And God was on my side. You see what I'm saying? What if I actually could receive this blessing? Like, we don't understand, like, we don't even get that part because we so used to being whipped. You see what I'm saying? Like, you'll see a brother, he may get a good chick, and he'll sabotage it because, man, why she so damn nice? You know, she must be up to something. I can't even eat her food now. You feel me? Sisters too. Sister get a dude in the truth. Like, a sister will get a dude from the Isupkbmore. You see what I'm saying? Who is serving the Lord day in and day out. You see what I'm saying? Putting his life on the line every weekend, going out trying to raise his entire nation. You understand? And she'll say, well, you can have more than one wife, so I can't be with that. Just the fact that you can have more than one wife, you feel me? We can't be together. You crazy in your mind, you feel me? You crazy in your mind, you feel me? Because you're going to go to the Christian church and get one of them homosexuals, you feel me? Next thing you know, you're going to get something in your blood you can't get rid of, you feel me? Because he's sleeping with everything under the sun. Men, women, children, boys, girls, everything, you feel me? Like, it's so important that we take heed of these scriptures, man. Because these other nations, they got it out for us. They got it out for us. Like, we got real enemies out here. You see what I'm saying? Like, they saying that, like, the word is ops now. You feel me? We got ops out here. Like, doing some real stuff, you feel me? Like, and guess what? It ain't each other. Like, we got real enemies out here who's seeking to kill us. They passing laws and they passing bills in order to trying to destroy the nation of Israel. Come. If I could drop that and let me get Deuteronomy 28 and 59. Love it, sure.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 59. Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continence, and sore sickness, and of long.
It's like, start at verse 58, but one verse above it.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 58. If thou wilt not observe and do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name.
But the Most High is telling us that we will not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book. You know, that thou mayest fear the glorious and fearful name. Like, if we don't do what the Most High tell us to do, you see what I'm saying? Like, the Most High is going to tell us what's in store for us. Like, we already know it because we haven't been doing what he told us to do. So we know the plagues that we're under right now. We know the oppression that we're under right now. But we're going to show we like to show our people in scripture. You understand? Because God is telling us this is what's going to befall us if we don't come back to observing what he told us to do. You understand? But we have sellout black leaders, you know, i.e. the Christian pastor, the Muslim imams, these black politicians, who will make it seem like we ain't got to keep no rules, we don't have a moral compass in the world, you understand? You know what I mean? So the Lord is ready to tell us something that's going to befall us if we don't keep his law, statutes, and commandments. Keep going, Brother Kashar.
That thou may fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy God. 59. Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long countenance.
It said the Lord will make plagues wonderful and the plagues of thy seed. You understand? The plagues of thy seed is our children, man. Like, our children are going to be plagued because we don't want to keep these law, statutes, and commandments, man. Like, that's how serious it is. Like, to be a parent, you know, to be a parent and to raise children in this earth. A lot of us have not been raised the right way. So naturally, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to mess our children up the same way we were messed up. But the Lord sent priests and prophets into this earth to teach us how to live. Like he sent us the instruction manual, you know, with these laws, statutes, and commandments. And the thing is, we got to listen to them. If we don't listen to them, the same plagues, the same way we had to get beat up in this earth, the same way we had to get harmed in these streets, you know, and then come back to the Lord. Our children will suffer that same fate. That same plague will be upon our children, man, if we don't turn to the Lord. The Lord is saying, your child ain't got to get beat up, man. Your child ain't got to go through being a gangbanger, getting shot, getting stabbed, you know, doing all these, you know, your child ain't got to go through this. Raise them up this way. Put these laws, statutes, and commandments in them early so that they ain't got to experience this life. What? But if we do not keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, which most of us, we didn't, you know, until we came into this truth, our children are going to, will suffer the same plagues that we suffered, man. You know, and it's unfortunate because we want to protect our children, bro. Or worse. You see what I'm saying? Or worse. Like no parent should have to bury their kid, man. The kids should be burying their parents. That's the natural order of things. But right now you have more parents that's burying their kids because they're suffering the plagues because we're not fearing the Most High. We're not listening to law, statutes, and commandments. We got other nations out here who don't fear nothing about a black man no more because they look at us as immoral. They look at us, and with the truth of it is, they know that because we're living our life a certain way, that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob will not put his protection on us. Because it was a point in time where they knew not to touch Israel. Just like I was bringing out earlier, the so-called white man, this oppressor, he's taking that role for Moab, the Asian. You understand? He's pretty much said that you cannot touch him or it's a federal offense. So you know what brothers are going to do? That Asians, he can disrespect the black man, he can shoot our children, he can do whatever he wants now in our hoods. He can open up shop in our hoods, sell us anything, you know, disrespect our old, you understand? Tell our, you know, you going to one of these Yakami joints. These Asians getting bold. These Asians getting bold out. Good. Come, like. Come. Yeah, they don't have a fear of nothing. No repercussion. No consequence to their action. There's nowhere in the world that you can come in the city. If you're from Baltimore listening to this, everybody know up on Pennsylvania North Avenue. That's like Little Haiti. That's like Kingston, Jamaica. You see what I'm saying? Like that's one of the realest places you can be in Baltimore City, Pennsylvania North Avenue. It's always lit up there. You see what I'm saying? A brother that's not from there, he gotta walk through and he gotta watch his back. You know, he gotta watch who's watching him. It's like you in the jungle if you ain't from there. But guess who can walk through there with his hands behind his back? Like, this is what get me, like, they actually walk with their hands behind their back. Because they're not threatened. Like, these Asians are bold, man. And we give them the utmost respect. We call them moms and pops. And they selling us rat, cat, dog. You know, they know we have dietary laws. Don't think for a second that they don't know that we keep dietary laws as a nation. Like we don't give them enough credit. Like people can say what they want to say about them Asians, but the one thing I can say is they smarter than us because they know to segregate from everybody else and take the money from everybody else, but take care of their own. They know to do that. We the only ones that don't know to do it. So they got intelligence from somewhere. So don't think for a second that they know that we not supposed to be eating that garbage. But guess what? They're going to put it in our food anyway, because they're going to keep us sinning against our God. Because as long as we're sinning against our God, they can do whatever they want to us, and that they know that they ain't going to have to suffer no consequence for it. see what I'm saying? Like, this was the same thing going on in the Bible. The same thing. The Lord say, man, if you don't want to listen to me, your children are going to suffer the same plagues that you suffered, or worse. Like, this is what happens, or this is what's been happening since our inception until we came out the womb. Like, we came out the womb fighting with this oppressor, man. Struggling with him, fighting in the womb, you see what I'm saying? Like, we've been fighting for a long time. But right now, we're not fighting. Right now, we think we're at peace while everybody else is at war with us. We got to do like these scriptures say, man. Zephaniah 2:1 it says that we got to gather together, old nation not desired. If I could, let me get Job 39:16. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Can I give you this number to call? I think this is perfect for me. Real two. No, real two. 333-2798. Go on. Got that? Come.
Job chapter 39, verse 16.
Real two.
This is Job chapter 39, verse 16. She is hardened against her young one, and so they were not hers.
Like right here, this is talking about our sisters being in a place of destruction. Like this is where you see our sisters being destroyed. Like, read that again.
Job chapter 39, verse 16. She is hardened against her young one.
Like, she is hardened against her young ones. What does that mean? Like, our sisters are hardened against her young one. Like right now, we can see. I've been in, just out in the streets and whatnot, and you'll see this sister walking with her son, more so her son, and everything. Like, I was in the Family Dollar one day, and it was the next aisle over, and I heard the sister saying, "Hey, what is you doing? Stop touching shit." Like, she going off on him. So I'm thinking, like, somebody ready to fight, something ready going on. I guess to it's a 2-year-old little boy. It's a 2-year-old boy right there. This sister is talking to this little boy. She called him B. She called him out his name. You see what I'm saying? Like, she's hardened towards him. Like that. Like, a black woman should never. I don't care what kind of trauma a black woman had. Like, a black woman should never have that kind of hardness towards her child. You understand? Like, it's so unnatural. Because there's no other mother like a black woman. Like, a black woman is naturally a nurturer. You got to talk to black women sometimes about not patting the sons up so much, like not being, so easy on them and stuff like that, But the scriptures is saying, like, she's hard against her young ones. Like, this is what's happening in this earth, right? Every time we get an abortion, that's us being hard towards that young one. Every time we curse that 2-year-old out, that's being hard against that young boy, you feel me? Like, you don't really see it too much with the girls because, unfortunately, they let the little girls do whatever they want to do. She can have as much mouth as she want to have and no one's going to correct her. She can be twisting and doing all these turns and all these TikTok dances, you feel me? No one's going to say nothing. You understand? But the thing is, she's going to grow up and be just like her mother, who's hard. You see what I'm saying? And that son is going to grow up and he's going to be destroyed, you feel me? Scared to lift his head up, you feel me? And very emotional. Every time somebody check him or say something strong to him, he's going to want to pick a gun up, you see what I'm saying? Because he's resembling the emotions of his mother. Every time she get mad at him, she cuss him out, throw something, boy, get out of here, slap him or something like that. She's hard against him, you see what I'm saying? He's going to resemble that. And he's going to be emotional just like a woman. The only problem is he's a man. And men naturally want to put out, like, it's innate in us to be a warrior, put our hands on stuff. You see what I'm saying? That's why you're gonna pick that gun up, and that's why you see so many murders in our cities. You understand? Go ahead, you got something? It's like she creating a little addict. He's going to be dependent upon that real soon. He's going to be going to the cabinets drinking it on his own soon. You feel me? Okay, you can finish that scripture, brother. Sure. You start from the top of it. Sure.
This is Job chapter 39, verse 16. She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear.
Listen, like she's hardened against her young ones as if they were not hers. Like it's so unnatural for a woman, for a black woman, to see something come out of her and not love it. So this tells you the level of oppression that we're under currently. When our women can give birth to a baby and then hate it. Like you see a lot of women right now, you know, they hate the baby because the baby remind them of the father. You look like your father, you look like your daddy, you act like your daddy. Because you act like him, like I don't want no parts of you. Like there's a lot of kids suffering that right now. Like she has a hardness towards that child as if it's not hers. And then they say her labor is in vain without fear. Like our labor is empty. Like that labor is supposed to be a beautiful process to a woman. You know, a woman, like in labor is when a woman goes from being selfish to unselfish. Because when a woman is pregnant, she take all this pain, this thing that's growing inside of her is giving her all this pain, changing her body, giving her stretch marks on her stomach. Like she ain't gonna be able to wear halter tops no more. You know, like she'll go through all of this pain. In the 9 months when she give birth to her, she'll love it more than herself. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the true essence of giving for a woman to give birth. You see what I'm saying? Like that woman learns to love something greater, more than her own self. You see what I'm saying? She becomes selfless at that point. But here, speaking of a woman who's so hard that her birth, for her labor was in pain. Like nothing changed. Like she still is before that child. And it's so unnatural for a black woman to be in that position, man. And when I say black, I'm speaking of Hispanics and natives. Like, it's so unnatural for our women to be like that. But this is a sign of our oppression. And not only, and it's a sign of us resembling the culture that we're in. Like this is not who we are as a people. The same way we're not gangbangers, the same way we're not, like we do the things of these other cultures because we're trying to follow them and we see them having success with it, so we think we can do it. The problem is the Lord told us that we couldn't do it. And that's why we get, you know, we get whipped when we do the same things that they do. So, okay, you can keep going 17, but sure.
Verse 17, because God has deprived her of wisdom.
They say because God has deprived her of wisdom. I'm doing it. Like the God has deprived her of wisdom. Keep going.
Neither have he imparted to her understanding.
Neither have he imparted to her understanding. Like God deprived her of wisdom, meaning like she don't understand these law, statutes, and commandments. She don't know what it, like that woman don't know what it means to serve the Most High. Like the wisdom and understanding that we read about the midwives in Egypt, they had wisdom and understanding. They understood and they knew the Most High. So because they knew the Most High, they stood up to the king of Egypt. And they did what's right. They did what was right according to the Lord. Right now, In our oppression, our women don't have that wisdom and understanding. That's why our women are aborting our babies to the tune of what, 350, 400,000 a year? Like, that's mass murder. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's deprived her of wisdom and understanding. These laws, statutes, and commandments, once we start understanding these laws, statutes, and commandments, we come to class and, you know, we go through that baptism and the Spirit of the Lord is poured on you. I don't care what kind of condition you're in your life, you ain't gonna abort that baby. You're not gonna abort that baby. Like, aborting that baby will be the last thing to come to your mind. But it's the first thing that comes to our mind when we're not in this truth, man. It's the first thing, because you know why? When we're in this world, we think like our oppressor. We think, how are we going to be like him? How are we going to achieve his success? And the only way we can achieve our success, the only way we can go to college and get a degree is if we abort this baby. The only way I can get that six-figure job is by aborting this baby. That's what we think. But then when we come into the truth, and we get this wisdom and understanding, we realize that child is our inheritance. That child is a gift from God. That child is going to be a strength. Like it speaks in the scripture, it says, for every son a man has, that's it, he gets stronger. We become stronger when we have kids, man. Who knew that in scripture? The Egyptians. The Egyptians knew that. They said, listen, man, they having too many babies over there. They growing too much. You know, soon, who they gonna fight for? When somebody come attack us, they gonna ride with us or they gonna ride with them? Like, they understood that the more babies we had, the stronger we became as a nation. That's what the Lord told us, though, right? We just read the scripture where it say, be fruitful, multiply, subdue, fill the earth and subdue it. How do you, when we fill the earth and subdue it, you see what I'm saying? We take dominion over everything on it. That's not the Isupkbmore words. The Most High told us this. We read it earlier. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, if we start aborting our babies, if we start being hard towards our children and leaving our children to fend for themselves in these streets, that inheritance, man, it's like we pissing it down the drain. Like, we're destroying our own children, man. Not knowing that the same people that we want to, that we're trying to appease, the same people that we're trying to be like, they hate our children. They hate us. But yet we want to be like them because we think that what they have is considered success. Man, keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, being one of the chosen ones that the Most High called out of this hellhole, like, that's being successful. That's real success. Knowing that you have the wisdom and understanding to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, and you understand the benefit of them. Like, these laws, statutes, and commandments shouldn't be a burden to none of us. Like it should free us from the oppression that we're under. Like, it should make us feel good to know that you can bring your rib around and know one of your brothers ain't gonna sleep with her. You can't do that in the world. Go ahead, bro. Gun. That's the wisdom and understanding we'll have. We'll come from keeping laws. That's not hard to do. To me, that's what everybody that's what every brother that joins a gang, that's what they're seeking. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a reason that brother became a Blood or a Crip or BGF or whatever you have it. He became that because he wanted to be a part of something that on the outside looked like brotherhood. It looked like I can go to these brothers, man, they got my back. You know, we gonna get down together, you see what I'm saying? Until the situation come about. And then you realize, like, nah, this ain't real brotherhood. This ain't what I signed up for. Here in Isupkbmore, us keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, that's exactly what this is. That's exactly what this is. Like, you can leave your children. You can leave your, like, we was at the Passover. We was on a ranch. We was on a black-owned ranch. Like, I seen my son, I seen other kids, man, they was running free. Like, we out there serving the Most High. And our kids are going and they riding horses, they playing with animals. You see what I'm saying? Like, we ain't have not one incident with our children. I would not ever do that in the world. You know, I'd be on my son like a hawk. Like, where you at? Don't listen. I better see you at every moment. Man, my son was doing his thing at the Passover. You seen so many, God, you seen like the grown men, like grown kids. You feel me? Like, they running around playing, and you ain't got to worry about, hey man, is somebody gonna snatch my kid? Am I gonna see my kid again? That's what these laws, statutes, and commandments do. You can't do this in the world. You feel me? Like, and this is what we gotta understand. Not only can you not do that in the world, you can't in the world you can't depend on a brother to protect your child. Like, if you run this Isupkbmore, let your kid come in here. Any danger come in the way of that child or your rib, guess what? Your brother gonna stand up. And your brother gonna protect yours. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how it's supposed to be. But here it is, man, like, right now we don't have the wisdom and understanding because we don't have the law. We don't even know what the law is. We feel like the law is done away with because we've been misled by our leadership. When we actually got real enemies out here that's seeking to kill us and our children. You got any more on that? You can drop that. Let me get Lamentations 4 and 3.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 3. Even the sea monster draw off the grass. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness.
Mosiah say even a sea monster gives suckle to her young. Like, you can take a monster in a sea, and when they have a child, that monster in the sea is going to nurture that child. It's going to feed that child. It's going to take care of that child, protect that child. You see what I'm saying? But here it is, it's talking about our sisters and say the daughters of my people become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. Like, leave our children to fend for themselves. You see what I'm saying? Like, no guidance, no teaching. You know, like, here in Isupkbmore, we teach. We don't just teach classes. Like, a lot of times people, they see us teaching classes, they see us on the streets. But we really doing this work, like the counseling, you understand? Like, really raising brothers up, like hearing brothers like issues and teaching brothers how to be with their family, with their wives, with their children. Like, that's the real work. Like, you're not supposed to leave your child to just do what they want to do. You got to teach your child. They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. They don't know who to talk to. They don't know who to trust. So when we tell them that they can talk to whoever they want to, we got to love everybody. You know what our child is going to do? They're going to go over there and talk to their predator. They're going to see an Asian man, and they're going to think that this Asian man, because he's not black, this Asian man loves him. You know what that Asian man going to do? He's going to turn around and try to kill your son. You see what I'm saying? This ain't far-fetched. It just happened, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, this is what's being taught. They're going to see anybody that don't resemble them, and they're going to go to them, and they're going to get hurt. They're going to get abused, and Lord, you know, hopefully they can make it out of whatever kind of abuse or trauma they go through, or even worse, they may get killed. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is what happens. This is what happens when we leave our children to fend for themselves. The damn monster of the sea, nurtures and takes care of his baby. You understand? But it's saying our women won't. You understand? Our women, like, it's all of us as a nation, you feel me? We got to raise our children, right? These laws, statutes, and commandments, we got to put it in their inward parts. We got to teach them who the devil of the Bible is. We got to teach them the tactics and the strategies of our enemies. No one taught them to us until we got older and we got into this truth, but we can teach it to our kids now, so they don't have to suffer what we suffer, man. You see what I'm saying? Like, my son already knows he ain't going into the Yakima joint. He not talking to no Asian. He not talking to no so-called white man. You see what I'm saying? If one of them, hey, can I ask you a question? Go talk to my father. You see what I'm saying? And that's the spirit we got to put in our children. You see what I'm saying? Because with the Christian church tell us, hey, look, we got to love everybody. You know? So when that white addict walked through the neighborhood, you feel me? He asked your son who's out there shooting hoops or something like that, hey, buddy, can I come play with you? Can I talk to you? You feel me? The Christian church teach your child, go over there and talk to him. Don't be rude to him. Be nice. If he wants some water, go in the house and give him some water. Walk with him, talk with him, make him feel good. The next thing you know, our children end up murdered, man. Never seen again. You see what I'm saying? Like, we've got to put these in our children's inward parts, because these nations they're destroying us, man. They're destroying us right now. We could drop that. Let me get Psalms 127 and 3. I can't for the life of me, you know, what's going on that border. Like, I always bring it up because I can't imagine. Like, can you just imagine your child being ripped from your arms to be put in a van, an unmarked van, and you know that you'll never see your child again? Like, that's what we faced in Deuteronomy. The Deuteronomy told us about that. You know, we be sold as bondmen and bondwomen, you feel me, separated from our kids. You know, separated, and our kids never heard from again. Like, can you imagine that? Like, a lot of times, like, the Christian church teaches us that we ain't gotta love our people, man. We can't even feel for them. You understand? They call them illegal immigrants. These are people, man. These are our people in particular, whose children are being ripped from their arms and put into unmarked vans, man. Your 6-year-old daughter sold into sex slavery. They doping her up and putting her in, sending her to a rich white man house. These East Indians getting our sons, you feel me, turning them into fairies. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what's happening in this earth, man. And you mean to tell me that as a black man I can't have an attitude? That I gotta love everybody when this is happening to my people? Absolutely not, man. You got that?
This is Psalms chapter 127, verse 3. Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord. In the womb is his life. In the fruit of the womb is his reward.
It say, lo. It say, children are a heritage to the Lord. Like, that's what our children are to us. To the Lord. A heritage. Like, meaning, like, this culture that we're in, of keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, like, our children are going to be the ones that's going to be doing this. Like, my son will be here 20 years from now, teaching class. You see what I'm saying? Furthering our culture, teaching our people we got to come back to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Like, that's the heritage of the Lord, man. Right now, we have the heritage of the so-called oppressor. Every time we go out here and we sell drugs, every time we go out here and we use drugs, listen, we're not blaming our people for doing those things, because we understand the oppression that we're under. But we also got to understand that that's the heritage of this oppressor that we're under. Because every time we do it, we're the ones getting locked up, right? We're the ones that's working these jobs in prison for $1 a week. You see what I'm saying? Like, the so-called white man, his heritage is looking good right now. I mean, he on yachts and stuff like that. Our son's in jail right now. We in jail. Working for $1 a week. Hard labor too. when it was them fires, them wildfires out in California. They were brothers and Hispanics and natives that they were sent out there to fight them wildfires. They give them $1 a week for it. We risking our lives to fight a damn fire. You understand? They wouldn't send their sons to do it. They say our children are a heritage to the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward, man. Like, the fruit of the womb is our child. It's our children. That's the reward to the Lord. That's why we got to raise them the right way. The Lord loves to see a child that's being reared correctly, to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, to study these scriptures, man, to wanna, like, you ever seen your kid, or just any kid, and they ask you a million questions. They just picking your brain. They so intrigued by you. You see what I'm saying? Well, why you do this? Well, why you do that? How do I do this? How can I do it like that? You see what I'm saying? That makes you feel like, hey, shorty, like he wanna be like me, damn it. You see what I'm saying? So it makes you look at that child and it's like you have favor on that child because you see that child wants to do something similar to you. You see what I'm saying? That's the same thing with the Lord. Like, can you imagine what the Lord feels like? Not only to see us, but to see our kids keeping his law, statutes, and commandments, man. A kid saying, no, I can't eat pork. They go to school and they got a bologna sandwich. They say, is this pork or is this beef? Like, the Lord loves that, man. These children, like, when we raise our children to have a heart for the Lord, man, this is the reward that the Lord wants. He don't want our children being, a product of the environment. Let's create an environment that our children can be a part of, you feel me, that's righteous to the Lord. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's the Lord's inheritance, man. Let's take on our culture. Let's put our culture back on, man, and be who we supposed to be in this earth, man. Because like I said, we seeing it day in and day out. They got attacked against our children, man. Like, if you look at this LGBTQ, RSTV gang, you see what I'm saying? Like, if you look at them, every single thing, like, you gotta watch TV with your kids.
Right.
Every single thing has some form of gayness in it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, don't let them just go, come. Don't let them go watch SpongeBob. Don't let them go watch, what's another cartoon? Any of them. They can't watch any of them cartoons. You see what I'm saying? They going to slip gayness in it. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is what these cultures are doing to destroy our children. And they're pushing it on our children. That's why they try to make it seem like the same issues that the gay, what's the politically correct term? Gay, homosexual. The same issues the gays have resembles what the black man has or black people have. So we're one and the same. No, we're not. No, we're not. You see what I'm saying? Like, they try to jump on the back of the oppression that the black man has suffered, and they try to ride that wave. You see what I'm saying? But you can't. They only doing it to destroy them, to destroy us as black men. And then what they're doing is they're attacking our children, man. They're attacking our children. This is why it's so important that we not only pay attention, but we raise our children and put these laws, statutes, and commandments in them. Like, don't be afraid to teach your child to serve the Lord, man. Man, right. When they go to school, let them know you can't celebrate these holidays. You won't be celebrating Christmas. You won't be celebrating Valentine's Day and Thanksgiving, Let them kids look at you strange, because you are strange. Come. We're gonna get one more video because we're gonna see, like, we was talking about how bold these heathen nations are and how they're becoming so bold as it pertains to black people. You understand? And we're gonna show another video with a brother. He was only speaking facts on how we deal with Asians and how they don't put nothing back into our culture. They don't put nothing, as much money that they take. Like, I remember there was an Asian dude got on a popular Baltimore radio station, 92Q, and he thanked all the black women. He said, I was able to put my 3 daughters through Ivy League school. He paid cash with that because the black women brought so much hair from him. He sent his kids to Ivy League school. 3 of them. You see what I'm saying? They don't put no money back into this community. You see what I'm saying? The brother was bringing out was absolutely correct. You see what I'm saying? He was bringing out was absolutely correct. But the thing is, you had these Asians, like they act like black people are only gangsters. We're going to show a video where you got so-called Asian Crips. They Asian Crips, they gangsters. You see what I'm saying? They throwing the N-word around loosely, like, yeah, we calling y'all N's. You see what I'm saying? What you gonna do about it? You see what I'm saying? Like they have no fear. We gonna get this video real quick.
When a nigga say, nah, fuck you, Chinese boy, go rap in your language. Until y'all get something back, y'all been taking, nigga. Y'all don't even hire us.
You know, how y'all feel about that?
Seen that shit. That's some bullshit. But fuck that motherfucker Charles, whatever the fuck his name is, dog, man. We can't be like stereotyping all of us. Motherfucker, you know what I mean? Come out here and fuck with us. Period. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck that nigga. I'm all the way with China Mac, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to bro, you know what I mean? Putting up for what he believe in, you know what I mean? It ain't even about the color, race, fuck all that, you know what I mean? He putting up for what he believe in and what he grew up off of, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that nigga Charleston White, right? I don't even know, bro, man. This nigga got a white shirt on with black print saying white boy. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? He real Trump supporter, you know what I mean? Like, this nigga, oh man. You got me started, man. Look, man, he ain't never been a foot a day in our circumference, man, in our trenches, you know what I mean? I don't know how he grew up. I don't know how he grew up, you know what I mean? We grew up around niggas. We grew up around all type of niggas, all type of colors. And we all talk the same. You know what I mean? The whole fucking trenches out here talk the same. It's Northern Cali, nigga. This California, nigga. This Sac, nigga. We all talk like this. Fuck wrong with you? We got brothers out here, nigga, that man, come on, man. That nigga crazy.
Don't get us fucked.
It's like, listen, let's say, they getting bold, man. He said it ain't about race, it ain't about none of that, you know. And he said, this how we all talk. They said, this how we all talk. You see what I'm saying? Like his father is funding their gang culture off the backs of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You feel me? Like they don't fear us because they know that we're not keeping these law, statutes, and commandments. There's nowhere in the world that another nation of people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, like that. The only reason they feel that comfortable is because they know that we're in our oppression, and they know that we're in sin. Every black, Hispanic, and Native American, man, like, we gotta get so mad to the point that we want to become righteous, man. Like, don't get mad and go out there and put your hands on nobody. That's not what the Lord wants. Defend yourself if you have to, you feel me? But we should not be going out there being aggressive, putting our hands on nobody. But we do gotta be aggressive with keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Every brother should be mad. Like, stuff like that angers me to the point where I say, I gotta listen, you know, you start really governing yourself even tighter because you know that you want that power that the Lord is going to give that the Lord is going to give blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to make a real difference in this earth. Like, we gotta get so angry that we start keeping these law, statutes, and commandments, man. Like, get so angry that we become righteous again, that we put our culture on. Go ahead, boy. That's how we fight. Right. 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 And that's what it is. Like, right now, our war is spiritual, man. It's not carnal. Like, we can't get carnal and be like our oppressor. He's a child, man. This so-called white man that we're under, he's a child. He does everything that he feels. If he don't get his way, you feel me? He throws a temper tantrum, you feel me? And he goes out and kills for what he wants and takes it. You see what I'm saying? We're not to be like that. You understand? However, we should fight spiritually. How do we fight spiritually? We fight spiritually by saying, listen, not only are we going to come together, we're going to come together in righteousness, man. We're going to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. We're not going to eat no pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You understand? We're going to keep these high holy days, man. We ain't celebrating no more holidays of this world. You understand? We ain't even going to celebrate our own birthday no more. That's how we fight, man. That's how we put our culture back on. Yeah, I know that sister giving me rhythm, but I know she got a man, you feel me? So I ain't giving her no rap. That's how we fight. Yeah, man, he said he gonna give me 2 bricks, you feel me? I can come up real quick. I know my rent due, you feel me? Should I sell these 2 bricks, you feel me? No, don't sell them. Realize that you gotta put your faith in the Lord, man. Put your faith in the Lord, man, and give one of these priests and prophets a call, you feel me? And watch the Lord work. That's how we fight, man. We fight spiritually. Brotherhood is a weapon, man. But guess what? We've been told that we ain't gotta be brothers no more. We've been taught that we ain't gotta be righteous no more. All we gotta do is believe, and this is why we're in the conditions we're in. Right now, our children is under attack. We've been under attack for a long time, but we gotta make that mental note, man, that our children are under attack by these other nations, man. There's nowhere in the world that a grown man should be chasing a 6-year-old boy with a sledgehammer. And when he can't catch him, he goes in his house and shoots out his own window and tries to kill him, man. Like anybody who shot, like if you shoot guns, legally of course, if you shoot guns, like you know the damage that this gun is going to do. This dude chased this little boy down, man, and because he couldn't catch him, he got so angry that he went in the house and shot through his own window because he had to get him. You see what I'm saying? He had to get him. He ran quick. He looked at his window and seen that little boy and shot that little boy, man. The window probably deflected the bullet a little bit. That's probably why it hit his arm and didn't hit a vital organ or something. You see what I'm saying? These people hate us, man. So this is why, not the only reason, but this should be one of the reasons, man. We say, you know what? I got to get my life right with the Lord. I got to come back to keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, you feel me? Like, this is the strength that we have in this earth, man. This is our heritage. This is the Lord's heritage, man. We got to protect our fruit, man. We got to protect these kids. And the only way we're going to do that is by raising them up in this truth, man, keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. And with that, I want to say, Shalom, be more, Shalom, Israel. We are the Isupkbmore, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming straight out of 1 West of Harlem. 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are under Commanding General Yohana. And if it is not under Commanding General Yohana, it is not the truth, you know. And at this time, we're going to bring our priest in office of 1,000 Al-Azhar for a reading of security announcements.
These are security announcements. We got the Isupkbmore out of 1 West 125th Street under Commanding General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will get permission to court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Types, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means 10th in the Hebrew is pronounced Ma'asharah. 10% of every penny or of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation, we got first fruit, the Feast of First Fruits. That's Sunday, right? This Sunday, sundown, come to the school, 38, 28, 3430 Eastern Avenue. Sundown, come down, get some drink, get some food, you know what I mean, chill with the brothers. Check on social media, ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and material. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he has to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarves. With that, we're going to give one courteous salute to the teacher, men of Israel, Mike, which means stand, Mari Shabbat, Mari, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Rakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Rakatah.
Saul, return. Yakatah, sister. Men of Israel, one courteous salute to the sister. Men of Israel, Almighty, Mari Shabbat, Barak, Almighty, Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Yakatah, class dismissed.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues. Call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good record. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord? Got a tongue like a two-edged sword with a